Sam, good evening. Perhaps talk to us about what you found outside the Brooklyn police station today. We've listed the charges that have been officially opened, but was there much fanfare around this?
Well, Kathy, what we've become accustomed to Julius Malema over the past decade, from his history within the organization that he came from and to the organization that he leads now, the Economic Freedom Fighters, he does not go anywhere and he does not address his supporters without them coming in their hundreds or thousands. This time around at the Brooklyn police station, they came in their hundreds. He was hard-hitting, radical and militant and outspoken, and in the usual form that he's always been, even saying that politics is happening in the country. They are in the game of politics. They are not going to go into that state capture commission, and they will not stop criticizing politicians because they are in the game of politics. Basically, he summed it up. He summed up the situation of where the country is at, and he summed it up to two words, and one word in particular: politics.
Around the issue where, the EFF says they won't stop criticizing people, do they see what is happening now in terms of the Pravin Gordhan matter as a mere issue of critique that they feel is being rejected by those who are defending Pravin Gordhan? Or, does it come down to the fact that the weight of whatever it is they may have to support the cases that the charges that they've opened against him in court is perhaps not being taken seriously?
Well, for me, Kathy, it's rather difficult to say what is truly the nature of what's at play here. But what we have seen, in the words of Julius Malema, outside the TISO Blackstone offices, outside the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, has been hard-hitting against Pravin Gordhan. This is not the first time he's done so.
Yes, but the one thing that has consistently come up, Sam, in the midst of all of these allegations is give us the evidence. So, is there now an issue, according to the affidavit that has been put before the police station, do we have something more tangible and concrete in relation to these charges that Pravin Gordhan must be held to account for?
Well, for the first time, they came with a bank and a bank account number. Whether that's true or not is subject to debate. I have seen a letter from the Public Enterprises Ministry's office through the spokesperson of the minister, Adrian Lekay, basically saying the minister still reiterates he's got no bank account in any bank in Canada. What the EFF has put forward to the Brooklyn police station in an affidavit, I saw Julius Malema coming out of his car with a thick file which they presented to the South African Police Service in the Brooklyn office, saying that all of those documents that are contained there, he's got no bank in Canada, he's done nothing wrong. On the issue of his daughter, Anusha Gordhan, he has clarified that she sat on boards on the virtue of her position at Investec as a non-executive director of various companies, but did not get any dividends or any money.
And of course, they're not buying that story, the EFF.
Their argument is that she received a salary. So whether that's money is due onto her, but as a logical working person, as you as Kathy Mohlahlana are working at ENCA as an anchor, you would get a salary because you are providing a service to ENCA. And Pravin Gordhan's daughter is providing a service to Investec, and she would obviously get a salary. Whether she got any dividends from any profits generated from those various companies that she was the non-executive director from is a subject of debate, which Anusha Gordhan herself has to provide any evidence of that nature and show if she received any dividends from those various companies. Till today, it is only Pravin Gordhan who's saying no, her daughter did not get any monies. She only worked for Investec. Julius Malema going on to say that he has met with various people from Investec and saying that Gordhan would come after hours to the Investec offices in Sandton and meet with various role players, basically saying that Pravin Gordhan had an office at Investec. Well, that's subject to debate. Pravin Gordhan has not yet responded to that allegation, but he did issue out a statement through his Public Enterprises Ministry office saying the EFF is bringing on frivolous charges against him. They won't stick any water. He's got no bank account in Canada, and his daughter has no business links to the government and is not doing business with the state.
At this stage, before I let you go, do the police believe he has a case, that the EFF has a case?
Well, I can't say the police believe it or not, but the police are investigating both Pravin Gordhan's case, which he laid against the Economic Freedom Fighters yesterday, and the EFF case, which was laid today. What was rather bizarre for me was the Economic Freedom Fighters leader, Julius Malema, also going at it once again on his attack on the media, on various journalists. I would rather not mention their names. He went on to speak about them, to speak and say that there may be a media blackout against the economic freedom fighters, which I found rather bizarre because he was live on ENCA at the time when he uttered those words. But what's rather interesting as well is that he said that there are many political terms that are being used in the country, and they will continue using this term. I quote, "Pravin Gordhan is a dog of white monopoly capital, and will continue hitting that dog until its owner comes out." End of quote.
All right, let's leave it there for now. Certainly, those are just some of the comments that, of course, Pravin Gordhan has filed charges of defamation against the EFF. But both cases are currently being investigated. Time will tell where exactly the truth lies in all of this.